This is actually quite a good follow-on talk from Neil's, because this was a product that I did after I saw some problems with in the company. I ended up developing it into a software product itself. What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about a software product that I've written called the Globally Accessible Data Store, or GADS. And why am I going to talk about it to you? Firstly, I thought you might be interested in that this is actually a startup using Perl, and they seem to be fairly rare. And also, it might be an application that you want to use and get involved in. It's all open source, it's all on GitHub. I might change the name, I don't particularly like the name, so, but if I do, obviously I'll document that. I'm not going to talk about any technical stuff. All I'm going to do is show you what the application does, and then maybe you'll go away from this and think, actually, that would be really useful, and go and download it. So, and obviously, because I'm keen to sort of get other people involved.
The code will not make your eyes bleed.
Also, all I'm going to say, from a technical point of view, all I'm going to say is that it's built on Perl data. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly go through the features. It's basically a replacement for spreadsheets, where people are using spreadsheets, or abusing spreadsheets, as I like to say. So it's a web-based data management tool. In a very simple format, it's got a nice table view for storing data. I can use views on that, I can create a view, I can say which columns I want to appear, and I can set up really complicated filters to say how I want that data to appear. I can show that data in different formats. This data here I've just made up based on some of the talks from today. I can show that on a timeline. Let's hope the talks don't actually last that long. I can show that on a graph. This is just some very simple examples, and I can show it in a calendar. I can also open the individual records to see the full data for each one, and I can also see its history. So every time it changes, it appears as a new version of the history there. So it records all the history of those records.
You've rebuilt ACT.
Say again?
You've rebuilt ACT.
I thought somebody might do something like that. You can edit the data as such, and all the fields are all controlled via the data layout. So it's very easy to add and remove fields. It's just a case of going into the screen here and saying what you want to add. There's lots of different types of data, and that's all I'll say on that. In fact, one of the key things about this is that there's lots of ways of controlling permissions. So what you do is you assign users to groups. You say what level of access you want them to have on each of those different fields, so it can be different for each group, and then you apply the groups to a field. And actually you can set read access, you can set write access, so some people might not even know some of the data exists, some people might only see some fields, whereas other people might only have write access to others. It's completely flexible. And actually what you can also do is set some fields to require approval. So you can say, actually, I want somebody to be able to write to this field, but I want somebody else to review it. And you'll see there's an approval menu at the top. So you could have some users configured to only be able to review fields, some users only be able to write to them, and some only be able to read to it. So it's really flexible from that point of view. And the final thing, I mean, there's lots of other features which I won't talk about because I haven't got very much time. And the final thing I've got is that you can set alerts. The way that alerts work, I talked about filters and views. You can set up a view, and as many views as you want to show what data. That's showing all my data at the moment. You can have a view to set up only maybe one column or one row, and you can set up an alert on that view so that if that changes, just create a view in order to do that. So I can set up a view with all those records in. And you'll see I've got an alert me box. Just say alert me, and I can say, right, alert me instantly whenever that changes. And that will alert when any of those records change. So again, you can make that really, really granular. You could zone that down to one particular field in thousands of fields, maybe not even access this system for a year and get an email whenever that changes. And then the final thing that I will mention on the types of data, I was going to put an example in, but I haven't. You can do calculated fields and red, amber, green fields. The red, amber, green are quite useful as status indicators based on other columns. It's all done in Perl code, so nice and easy if you know that, not so easy if you don't. And then you can also have calculated fields, which is just textual output depending on other fields. So you can, for example, concatenate fields together, do calculations, and so forth. And that is it in a nutshell, really. Like I say, by all means, have a look at it. So I'll get up at that address. The code's not perfect, so please don't tell me the code's not perfect. I know it's not. I pretty much use this project to learn Perl, to be honest. I mean, I've done a bit before that, so I know there's areas that need improvement, but if you want to go on and contribute, then that'd be much appreciated.